seems the algorithm gods have favoured me recently, because considering I haven't uploaded a video for, I don't know, maybe a few years, proper video, within the last week my channel's doubled. It went from about 3,000 something, 100 to, I think we're on about 6,700 or 600 or something like that. But anyway, I thought it was about time I got out into the woods and made a new video for you guys. For those of you who've been following me on Instagram, you'll know that I've been fairly active in the last few years on there, posting a lot of reenactment stuff, historical clothing stuff, and just general bushcraft and bits and pieces. But today I thought we'd take a look at this new jacket, the Rickson CCC. It's a Civilian Conservation Corps wool plaid jacket, and I'm absolutely loving it. So let's have a little bit of a look at this. Okay, starting off, we're going to have a look at what this jacket is. Now, this jacket is made by a company called Rickson. I think Rickson are a Japanese company, and as anyone knows who collects vintage workwear or reproduction vintage clothing, Japan are one of the best at what they do. They swept in when a lot of the American workwear and outdoors companies went bust, and they bought all the patterns up and started their own reproduction companies in Japan. They know what they're doing, and they're very passionate about it. The quality and the thickness of the materials are spot on, the accuracy, the construction, the overall quality is amazing. Sometimes I've heard that the construction and the quality of the garments of their reproductions are a little bit better than the originals, but I've never seen an original one of these, so I can't really comment on that. But anyway, getting on to what this is based on. This is based on one of the models of jackets that was supplied to the Civilian Conservation Corps in the 1930s in America. The CCC, Civilian Conservation Corps, was a work relief program set up in about, I think, 1933 by Franklin D. Roosevelt as a work relief program for young and married men between the ages of, I think it's 18 and 25. During the Great Depression, there was no work about, young men needed work. And so these work programs were set up for men to go into the nature reserves, into the forest, and do conservation work. Their work included reforestation, planting billions of trees, I think, and building a lot of the infrastructure that allows people nowadays in America to enjoy their national parks, building trails, amongst many other things. So this jacket is essentially an A1 flight jacket, which I believe came out in 1927. But with a few key differences. Now, the obvious one being this thick, robust wool that it's made from in this beautiful, subtle red and black plaid. Another one of the key differences from the A1 flight jacket is the A1 flight jacket has a standing knitted collar, whereas on the CCC jacket you see this big shawl collar, which is beautiful, and you can flick it up like this and button it right under your neck, and the shape of the curve fits the neck really well, so it keeps you nice and warm when the wind is blowing or the rain's hammering down. Another difference being the cuffs. Now, on the A1 flight jacket you have knitted cuffs, which fit the wrist really well and keep you nice and warm, but if you're doing work out in the forest, sometimes you need to roll your cuffs up to get them out of the way, stop them from getting dirty and filthy, and you might not want to take your whole jacket off even. And there, they just roll up like that, nice and tidy. You can then roll your shirt up, get that out of the way, do whatever muddy work you need to do, any dirty work with oil, or working with engines or working with any kind of chemicals or anything like that, and then just roll them back down and button them up again, easy. I like that feature, it's a nice feature. You don't see that on many jackets these days. The last main difference between this jacket and the A1 flight jacket that I've noticed is that the bottom waistband is made from this elasticated red and black striped, it's like a cotton fabric with elastic running through it, which is quite stylish. It's quite nice, hugs the body nicely, creates a nice silhouette, tight pulled in, stops the wind from riding up underneath the jacket on a windy day. But I'm going to button it up for you now so you can see what it looks like. Buttoned up, we've got 2 buttons on the waistband down here, and several buttons running up the jacket, like so. Keep that wind from coming in the placket, and it buttons right up underneath the neck, which is lovely because it keeps the shawl collar right close to your neck. Keep that wind out. Super warm, super comfortable, super stylish. Functions amazingly in the forest for general bushcraft or work activity. Super warm, durable, sturdy, quality made construction. This thing is not going to fail on you, I can't imagine. I'm going to put it through its paces at work and in the woods, but I'll report back in a few years, maybe see how it's going. So, to run through a few styling notes on this jacket that I would maybe suggest. First of all, why don't we just run through what I'm wearing at the moment. This at the moment is one of my favourite outdoors, forest, bushcraft working outfits. So starting at the top, we've got my brown wool Stanley Biggs cob cap. So I think they've stopped reproducing this exact model, but they still are bringing out caps all the time in lots of different fancy materials. This is just a thin wool, and it's done me so well with working for God knows how many years. But Stanley Biggs do loads of amazing garments, and I'd definitely go and check them out. Use the discount code LAMANUZZIBIGGS10 to get 10% off your next order. And coming down, obviously, we have the Rickson jacket, which I'm gonna just take off now. So underneath the jacket, the shirt I'm wearing is this 1930s salt and pepper cotton work shirt made by Bronson. Now this is an amazing shirt. This has done me so well ever since I bought it. I've really worn this thing in work, labouring, being out in the woods, doing all sorts, and you can see the fading on the arms from getting wet, from the sun bleaching it, you can see on the shoulder where I've been lugging oak sleepers and carrying things on my shoulders as well, and you can see where it's a bit darker on the arm sleeves here, because most of the time I'll be rolling them up. On the front you can see various markings and stains from work and bits of fading. Here we have a nice pocket which has just got a little flap at the top to stop things from falling out. In here I've got a guitar pick apparently, and on the other side this is a style of pocket made for pocket watches. So it's just got a corner cut out, the top left corner, which you can slide your pocket watch into. I personally don't, because I find it just falls straight out, but you can fit loads more things in there. Then there's just a couple of pencil pockets right there. So overall, the construction of this shirt is amazing, and I'd highly recommend you go and check out some of Bronson's kit. Next up, we have these braces, just simple beige brown striped braces from Darcy clothing, another amazing vintage brand. They've done me very well. I've had them for a few years now. Was it just I think it's about a year now, and again I've put it through a year's worth of labour and working, and they've held up really nicely. There's no fraying or much stretching on the elastic, and they've just worn in really nicely. Underneath the shirt I'm wearing a Darcy clothing, just cotton short sleeve undershirt, which has done me really well. Super practical, nice extra layer, very historically accurate construction as well. Moving further down, my belt is also made by Stanley Biggs clothiers, super high quality leather, really solid construction, nice wear on the leather as I've worn it, and it's it's soaked up dirt and oil and grease and all kinds of lovely stuff like that from labouring and being in the forests and just general everyday life. The knife that I'm carrying around is the Hella Egan. It's a beautiful knife. It's got a lovely curly birch handle, lovely fixed blade design. It's done me for years. Done really well. Lots of butchering, lots of feather sticks, lots of everything. Moving on, we move down to my trousers. Now these are one of my favourite everyday pairs of trousers. These are made by Bronson MFG as well. These are their striped cotton work trousers. They're of I'd say mostly 1920s style. They originally had belt loops on, but I took them off because I wanted them to fit a slightly earlier look as well, and they were kind of getting in the way, and I just tend to chuck my belt on over the top if I'm using them for bushcraft. They feature two back pockets and a notchback design with brace buttons and two hip pockets at the side. Nice medium weight fabric, tough canvas. You can see the fading in the thighs and the knees. Now I like to wear a lot of tour boots, sort of cowboy style boots, jack boots, things like that. I like to tuck my trousers in to stop them from getting dirty or wet or snagging on anything, just to tie them up as well. So I did slim the leg down a little bit by running a line of stitching up the outside leg, and I'm really happy with how they came out. Finally, my boots. These are new boots. These are Kochman worker boots. They're kind of a simple blogger style with a slightly higher heel, thick sole, just black leather, slightly higher design. Nice to tuck my trousers into, keep them out of the way, keep them out of the mud and wet. Good for climbing so I don't get snagged on things. And yeah, they seem to be doing me pretty well, but I'll update you in the future. Maybe I'll do a little review on them. This is a really versatile garment, this jacket, because I reckon you could probably dress it up quite a lot with a nice cap and a nice shirt and a tie, maybe some pleat front 30s, 40s trousers, some brogues or something to go for a slightly more refined look. Or obviously rugged, dirty workwear look. It really is a versatile piece. If you're going for a slightly more casual but still kind of worky look, you could pair this with a pair of jeans. I like to wear it with my 1960s model jeans from Bronson, but also one of my favourite pair of jeans to wear this jacket with for a more sort of classic worky look is their 1937 pattern jeans. I think it's pretty cool because they've still got that wider leg and the buckle on the back and they're high rise, and they just look really fitting with the jacket for the period. So in terms of the availability of these jackets, actually recently I found out that they've stopped making them. I managed to get this one second hand on Vinted, but brand new with the tags for a much cheaper price, thankfully, for me. But let this be a testament to Buzz Rickson's overall quality. I mean, the seams are finished beautifully. Everything about this jacket is just wonderful, wonderful construction. They've got loads more interesting jackets and garments on their website, so please go and check them out. But I will warn you, they are Japanese prices. So maybe go and check out some of the other companies I've mentioned as well. There's a real kind of spectrum of budget as well, affordability and obviously quality, but a few of the companies that I've mentioned today: Bronson, MFG, big one for workwear, Stanley Biggs, clothiers, Darcy clothing, Buzz Rickson obviously more higher end, but please go and check those out. A lot of them do some really cool stuff, and yeah, I'd highly recommend some of those companies there. And that's about it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much. I've actually had quite a lot of fun coming back out and doing this again, setting up my camera, and I'll probably have quite a lot of fun editing it, although it's a simpler, shorter video. It's good to be back, and I took a break when I thought it was necessary. I moved on to Instagram because I thought my work would be better put there for a while. Took time to learn a little bit more about the clothes, gain some more experience and knowledge, and I just feel much more better making videos now. So I've also been away living in the woods for about 6 months in Oxford, working with kids bushcraft camps, so that's been a big chunk of my year out the way during the summer. But now I'm back just doing bits of labouring here and there, and crafts, and hats as well. So these are my 18th century style frontiersman caps. They are hand knitted from 100% wool. I'm making them to order, so if you are interested, just leave me a comment, message me on Instagram. My details will be in the description. But yeah, thanks guys. I'm going to be back hopefully pretty soon this time. Cheers.